Long before forks, people had fingers, knives, and spoons. That's all you needed. In ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome, two-pronged tools existed, but mainly for cooking, carving, or serving, not eating. Why? Well, culturally, eating with hands was seen as more natural, even civilized. After all, you knew where your hands had been. Cutlery? Not so much. The first recorded table fork use comes from the 11th century, when a Byzantine princess, Theodora Dukaina, married into Venetian royalty. She brought a golden fork with her. The locals were shocked. A bishop reportedly condemned the fork as an affront to God, claiming that God had given people fingers for a reason. To make it worse, the princess died young. Some said it was divine punishment for her sinful utensil. For centuries, the fork remained unpopular in most of Europe. In France and England, it was seen as pretentious, effeminate, or just plain foreign. People often ate off shared platters. Knives were personal, often carried at the waist, and fingers were the norm. The fork? Too fussy. In the 1500s, Catherine de' Medici, another Italian noblewoman, brought forks to France when she married King Henry II. Still, adoption was slow. It wasn't until the 1600s that forks became somewhat accepted in aristocratic circles, especially in Italy and France. They were still considered fancy. In fact, many forks had just two tines, making them awkward for soft foods. But as dining etiquette evolved, so did the fork. England held out the longest. In the early 1600s, English writer Thomas Coriate visited Italy and brought a fork home. He praised its hygiene. The result? People mocked him. They even called him furcifer, or fork user, a fancy insult based on the Latin word for fork. It wasn't until the 18th and 19th centuries, with the rise of the middle class, mass production, and changing manners, that the fork became truly mainstream. More tines were added, 3, then 4, making forks much more practical. Specialized forks appeared too. Dessert forks, fish forks, oyster forks. Today, the fork is a symbol of polite dining, but its journey was anything but polite. From religious outrage to royal trendsetting, this little piece of metal had to fight for its place next to your plate. So next time you twirl your spaghetti or poke a salad, remember, you're wielding a once controversial weapon of table revolution.